Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Twisted Shadow. I know we did not have one yesterday because yesterday was the last releasing for people. It was the day before the new moon or the first of the new moon. Kind of depends on how you look at it, because most new moons and full moons, you got about 3 days, the one before, the day of, and the one after. So today we have Chant. So this is the energy that we need to start channeling, and it's really interesting how it coincides with today, because today's new moon is in Leo. Leo is all about power, authority, movement, creation. It's the power of the sun, it's light, it's beginnings, it's rebirthings. So I wanted to read you what the book says about Chant, because I think it'll help some people. And then do a little bit of discussion about what this means to me right now. Communication isn't just about listening. It's true that you must be willing to hear different sides of a story and give others space to be heard. But you also need your time to share what is within your soul. You have pulled Chant because your voice needs to be heard. There is a strength and authority in you that is ready to take charge of your situation. Not only that, but you may find others have been looking to you for guidance, and your willingness to share your truth gives others permission to share theirs as well. It's like hearing a sudden voice in a room of silence singing the beginning of a moving song. Then, one by one, others join in until the room is full of the melodic thunder. You have more influence than you probably realize, and it's time for you to step up by allowing others to see that you will be silenced no more. So Chant is about voice. It's about using our voice and making time for us to be heard too. That's hard for some people. It's not really hard for me. I'm pretty outspoken, and I'll pretty much step up and say whatever. Videos are harder for me. There's a lot of nasty people with a lot of nasty judgment. And so many people think that they have the right to tell others what they can and can't do, what, is right in magic and what isn't. And these things bother me because we're putting so many rules on our practices, and I want to know, where do they come from? Because a lot of them don't make sense. I'll be honest. There are things that I see on social media all the time, and it doesn't make any sense. And my question is where are you coming up with that rule? Why do you think that is a rule? Because let's be honest, we look at things in our today age as far as books and all that, and what we have available and information and being able to share on the internet. Our ancestors did not. They worked by trial and error. They worked by experimenting and passing down certain knowledge and training others. They didn't look at right ways and wrong ways the way that we do now. And we've kind of gone a little bit overboard with that. So I could go on forever about it, but, we need to keep this relatively decent time-wise. So I'm not going to. But Chant. So this is a time for your voice. And I can guarantee just about everybody, if not every single person, and I believe it's every single person, has other people, or at least one other person looking up to them. There is somebody right now that you don't know that's watching your stuff. They're watching your feeds. They're watching what you're doing. They're listening to your stories. And you are inspiring them. And you are giving them confidence to move and try new things. So not just about using your voice, but also how are we using our voice? What are the things that we're putting out there? What is it that we are giving to people and allowing them to be inspired by? Are we giving them a bunch of absurd rules and no-nos and all this? Or are we giving them the actual information and the whys? There are some things that you probably shouldn't do. But instead of just saying, oh, no, don't do this, or it has to be this way, why don't you explain your whys? Because if they understand the whys, then maybe they have different ideas or have thought about something or see something that you don't see in that. And then guess what? They'll share it. You'll see it. And you'll be like, oh, wow. There is so much more that we can be doing as a community. So I am challenging every single person that sees this and listens to it. Lift your voice. Stop being afraid to put things out there because you're afraid that somebody is going to attack you. Guess what? It will happen. It never fails. There are trolls everywhere. But this should not stop you. We need to be talking about things. We need to be sharing our own personal experiences, not regurgitating what somebody else is telling us. Because when we share our personal experiences, guess what? That gives people the idea that, hey, I can share my personal experience too. And we don't have to judge each other on them because they're personal experiences. You're never going to tell me that I'm wrong for the simple fact because it's my experience. And you can tell me I'm wrong about other things and all that, but not about my own experience. I know what I feel. I know what I experience. I know what I go through. So do it. Get out there. Share your experiences, your personal stuff, your thoughts, your theories, your ideas. Because out there somewhere, someone else is needing to hear that. Have a great afternoon and a wonderful new moon. Do something great with it this time. Do something wonderful today in a rebirthing, a start of a new creation, the start of your voice.